Hello everybody. This is another sort of dash cam video of the Capitol Reef Park, and this particular route is from Torrey to a little bit east of Fruita. Uh, this was shot close to sunset, and as it turns out, probably a little too close to sunset. I probably should have started the trip about a half an hour earlier. And as you'll see later in the video, the difficulties of the strong light on some of the buttes with the shadows made it really very difficult on the camera and on the editing. So probably should have started about a half an hour earlier, but it is what it is. So this is, again, starting from Torrey, Utah, heading east towards Hanksville. We're not going to go that far. We're just going to go basically through Fruita and a little bit beyond, and that will be it. About 15 minutes thereabouts. And as you can see, off to the left, the sun is getting low, and there's a lot of the places already in shadow. If I'd started a half an hour earlier, it would still have been pretty much in full sun. As the sun gets closer to the horizon, it's more likely to be obscured by clouds in places. So a half an hour earlier would have probably mitigated that problem. The camera I'm using on this is a GoPro Hero 3 Black, which I have mounted to the top of my windshield on the outside of the car. So it's not on the inside, that's why you don't get any glare. But because of that, the microphone was picking up a lot of wind noise, so I have the sound suppressed by about 36 dB. But it's still there. You can still hear a little bit of the background noise. So we're pretty much... the first couple minutes here is getting sort of out of the Torrey area, and in another minute or so we're getting somewhat more into the park area itself. This first couple of minutes is still kind of built up with hotels and the like, but you can see the buttes and formations in the background, and as we move a little further along, it'll be lit up by the sun a little bit better. So these are just really nice roads to drive on. Even without the scenery so much, just the quietness of them. There's not a lot of traffic. As you can see, I've only passed a few cars here. Southern Utah has just unbelievable landscape. Nothing like it on the planet. Alright, so we're getting here. You can see off to the left, some of the formations are lighting up pretty nicely now. Again, a little bit late in the afternoon, a little later than ideal, but the variations in the landscape, colors and textures and the like are very interesting. I guess right there is technically the entrance of it, the boundary of Capitol Reef National Park. There's a couple of twin rock formations here off to the left. Pretty interesting. Buttes there are pretty well lit up now. The late afternoon sunlight is, a warmer, yellower look to it. And in addition, the difference in brightness level gave some challenges to the camera and to me as the editor of it. So. Going beyond where this video ends, you continue in the same direction, and in 25 miles or thereabouts you get to Hanksville. And if you head sort of southeast from there, you'll be heading towards Mexican Hat, and you will cross the Colorado River at basically the beginning of the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. It's a really cool bridge over the Colorado at that point. Pretty much straight ahead of us, and we'll be up to it pretty soon. Here is a formation I think they call Chimney Rock, something like that. You'll see it better as we get closer. But it's pretty much straight ahead of us at this point. Yep, Chimney Rock. So that's it as we're sort of passing it, and it's moving off to the left. Wide-angle lens on the GoPro kind of makes it look like it's bent, but it's just artifact of the lens. Now we're getting 10 minutes or so into this trip, and it's getting even later in the day, so the sun is getting to be even more of a challenge. You can see some of the buttes are pretty near fully lit up, and other parts are in shadow, so it makes it a huge challenge for the camera, and for me as the editor, trying to compensate for that in post is pretty difficult. But if you ever come to this part of the country, maybe you're visiting Vegas or something, pick up the National Park Pass, the annual Park Pass, and it's like $70, whatever it is. And you are free to travel through any of the national parks, and there is a half dozen of them within a day's drive of Las Vegas. All of the ones in southern Utah, the Grand Canyon, of course, Death Valley. The area is just amazing. And there's a formation name for that on the left we're just passing now, and I can't remember the name of it. Something like Castle Rock, I think. We're now approaching the town site of Fruita. And there's a number of sort of historic places there, including an old one-room schoolhouse. But the major feature for me is a series of really amazing petroglyphs off to the left, and I'll show you when we get to them. It's real soon here. They are some of the most amazing petroglyphs I've ever seen, and if you travel on this road, you simply have to stop. They are amazing. They look almost out of this world. At this point, the buttes are almost glowing due to the light changes. Now that's the one-room schoolhouse there on the left. A very small building. And just past that, again on the left, and you'll see the sign for it here in a second, is the petroglyphs, and it's a large panel, and then a boardwalk you can walk along where you see collections of other petroglyphs. Okay, here's the sign for it right here. So to the left, right there, and from there and heading along the boardwalk through, you can see the boardwalk on the left, through about, well, right there is the end of it. So all along there are small scatterings of petroglyphs, but where the sign is the main panel. And again, that's among the most amazing series of petroglyphs I've ever seen. And now with the sun just lighting up the tops of these buttes, the difference in exposure level is more than the camera can handle. So we definitely blown the highlights on those. So we're getting pretty close to the end of this journey, and I appreciate you staying around to watch, and hopefully you'll take a look at some of my other videos on my channel. Some of them are landscape like this, and some of them are technical and tech related. But give them a look, and why don't you thumbs up and subscribe, and I would much appreciate that. Okay, so this is the end of the journey right here. And again, I appreciate you watching, and have a nice day. Thanks for watching.